Alright, so we're back with Persona 4. Last time we ended up defeating the Reaper. Now we are at the crucial moment that I might have messed up the first time, but hey, we're gonna fix it this time. Hopefully. Please. I didn't look enough, so, I'll just make sure not to save over it, I guess, if I mess up. We already seen all this, so we're just gonna skip through this. I don't think these choices actually matter at this point, so. Yeah, shopping for Namato. I guess you can say Teddy, although, if you want to go over to the other side again, by all means. We picked a reset all last time, so I guess I'll bring Jack Frost one, why not? Oh man, Nautico, not again. Yeah. We're skipping intense spots. Yeah, we're, just nothing new here. And we're Nautico for the second time. There's a third time, because of the last time it went down. Whatever. I may not know how to get the good ending, but I can't imagine it's allowing Kojima to have his way with Namatame. I just, if I had to take a guess on that one. Now, pushing him in the TV, probably also not the way. We already seen up to this point. Are you alright? I guess. It sounds like he's
have
doing
your
just
life, and now you want your freedom too?
We already heard all this speak, but we'll go ahead and let it go out again.
It's your fault that Nautico-chan's...
I didn't.
12 o'clock. Is it the Midnight Channel?
But it's not even raining, it's shooting.
Hey, isn't this...
I failed to save her. It's because you got in my way. Another Namatame? How? The real one's right here and we already beat his shadow.
Isn't that kind of sense?
Come to think of it, Namatame never faced his other self. And we didn't witness his shadow returning to his body as a persona either. Perhaps that's why we're seeing this now.
What the... I failed, but it wasn't my fault. And the law can't touch me anyway. What?
Is that what Namatame's really thinking? Then... he wasn't deranged or anything. He knew what he was doing.
To hell with the law! I will never forgive what you did! This... please! Stop! Huh? Stop what? We ain't even done anything yet. Or do you want us to do something? Something fitting for a bastard like you!
Kanji...
Do whatever you want. You hate me because the child died, don't you? I don't care either way. Living or dying, Makes no difference to me.
Very mid-zero one, but alright.
But you're different. You can't do such a thing. You wouldn't dare, right? I'll continue saving people. It's my mission.
Mission?
My God.
Please, stop. He wants us to stop. What should we do?
What do you mean?
We can't let this bastard do whatever he pleases.
Still, what are you going to do?
No way I'm gonna walk out of here doing nothing.
I understand, but
This must be a luxury suite. Most hospital wards don't have such large televisions. Why, with something like this in the room, this man could escape at any time. Although once he enters, he may find there's no way out.
wait a second. You don't mean
Unnecessary.
Are
How
you-
could you?
serious?
You just gonna turn your back and walk away?
But what's gotten into you guys? This is crazy! How can we do something like that?
Cheer! Everyone, listen to me. If we're gonna do this, now is our only shot. We won't get a second chance. At this rate, the guy's gonna get off the hook, and he'll go around saving people again. You just heard what this bastard's really thinking. If that happens, it'll be just like Nanako-chan and Senpai. Who knows how many innocent people will die this time? I can't let something like that go. Someone close to me died. Her killer can't be convicted. And now I'm gonna let the same thing happen again? There's no way I can do that! It's just wrong, isn't it?
But Yosuke...
All we have to do is push him inside the TV. That's it. We do that one thing, and this is all over.
Just push him inside?
If any of you want no part in this, just leave the room. I'm not gonna force you to stay. As for me, nothing could make me forgive this bastard. But before we do this, I want to hear what you think. What do you want to do, leader?
Alright, actually the important choices. Oh, wait a second here, Yosuke.
We don't have time to wait. If we don't do this now, the cops will come back. What are you trying to say?
Well, we did. This won't change anything the last time. You'll have to excuse the boys, a little under the weather this time. But last time we did, this won't change anything. Leave him for the police. Well, we still kind of need him because we really haven't figured out much, so we still gotta be missing
Something we don't know. What don't we know?
whether he'll kill again, whether revenge is right, his true feelings, whether he can be tried. Whether revenge is right, well, we know that. Whether he'll kill again, well, you know. Whether he can be tried, well, they kind of already hinted at that to begin with, so the only real one is, like, his true feelings.
But we just heard the guy's true feelings on TV!
That was his shadow, which is, like, the worst part of him, so I don't know if that's necessarily the most fair.
What didn't you understand?
While he's scared, something's bothering me, he can still repent. I don't actually... You know, he's not trying to hear that. That's just a give-up answer. Why would I do that? While he's scared? Yeah, I think we can think of a few ideas why he's scared.
Well, what is it? I already told you there's no time to waste.
Yosuke, I will throw you into the TV
Are you
myself.
even getting at something here, or are you just stalling?
I got nothing? Well, yeah, that's an insta-fail, I'm sure. He can escape via the TV. He's just gonna use that as an excuse to be like, yeah, throw him in. So, yeah, let's not do that. We're missing something. Yeah. Alright, that's what I said the first time.
Missing? Like what exactly? damn it, I've heard enough of this bullshit. Give me a straight answer.
What do you mean? I gave it to you twice.
Are we doing this or not? That's all I give a damn about right now.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. Calm down. This is when the calm dude just blows up and everybody's gonna freak out. Yell to everyone to calm down. Hey, shut up, Tom.
He's right. Let's all calm down for a second.
I'm perfectly calm.
Yeah, you sound so calm, Yosuke.
Hey, what did you mean by we're missing something?
Well, clearly the last time would it suggests that we missed something.
What's there to miss with a sick bastard like him?
Hey, let's all take a deep breath.
Indeed, Reese.
After what happened to Nanako-chan and seeing Dojima-san, we're not thinking straight right now.
There we go.
Fine.
Yosuke, get away from the Namatame. Seems that everyone has finally regained their composure.
You're right. We should calm down and think rationally about this.
You see what emotional decisions do to you? You get bad endings. So, well,
I realize now that we've heard almost nothing from Namatame's perspective.
Oh yeah, the man's kind of just been freaking out the
There's
entire
no
time.
denying that this man brought great harm to Nanako-chan.
Yeah,
But other than
well,
that point, the rest comes from our assumptions based on watching the Midnight Channel a moment ago.
True.
I won't deny that we were blinded by the heat of the moment, trying to impute all responsibility to him rashly.
As we did with Monsieur beforehand.
But... yeah, the guy's not saying anything. Whatever reason he had, there's no doubt about the fact that he'd been throwing people inside the TV. It was him who put Senpai through that misery. How can we possibly understand someone who says killing people is the same as saving them?
I mean, he may truly believe that he's trying to save them, not actually saving them, as I have in quotation marks there.
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
True.
Truthfully, not all the hitches that were nagging at me have been answered yet. We'll have to see what he can tell us about them. Though it appears he's in no condition to do so at the moment.
True. Dealing with him right now might not solve all the things that are bothering us. Damn it. But you better remember this. I'll do everything I can to stop him from repeating what he's done. Anytime, anywhere, anything.
Cool. I feel the same way. Let's just think for now.
Jeez, how the hell can you stay so calm, man?
Because if I'm not calm, we get bad endings. Like we did the first time, so you know.
Then again, that's why you're our leader.
Yeah, well, you did appoint me in, so.
All right, let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. All right, I'm convinced.
Like it was gonna take much to convince you anyways, Kanji.
Thank you. I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
You just
We
be
all
you,
know how you
Sarah.
feel, Yosuke. Come on, we've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right. Together.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. And thanks.
Got him. Case is taking a sharp turn, and the investigation team is now one step closer to the truth. Seems like you'll go on with your friends to solve another mystery. Hey, let's go. I don't know if that's true ending territory, but it's not worst ending territory. At least this is farther than we got last time. Oh, baby, genuine bond with the Fool Archon. Who do we get? I think Persona 5 is Vishnu? Loki. Loki, huh? Okay, alright. You know, I remember a certain Persona user that also used Loki. can now fuse Loki, the shapeshifter. Oh, is that the only thing we're going to refer to Loki as? Alright then. Another Arcana? Alright then. Well, this is the Judgment, which seems like extremely late in the game to get, but sure. You've established the Seekers of Truth special link to the Judgment Arcana.
Hey, you guys? What are you doing? You can't be in here.
Well, too late for that, Nacho.
Oh, crap!
We were keeping an eye on the suspect. The police officers outside seem to have their hands full helping Dojima-san. If Namatame were to escape, it would be a disaster for the police's reputation and their trust in you, Adachi-san.
Oh, way to throw back on him, nonsense.
Oh, I see. We'll tighten security from now on, and I'll arrange for him to be transported out as soon as possible. So, if you guys can keep quiet about being in here, I'd really appreciate it.
Of course, Dachi.
How is he, Doctor? He seemed to be extremely agitated a moment ago.
He seems fine for now, but he really needs his rest. Outside, everyone. Doctor's orders.
Understood.
We should go too. Let's get back to Nanako-chan's room.
Alright then.
So what's this thing we're missing, huh?
You still going on about this, Yosuke?
To tell the truth, there's something that's bothering me too. Why did he start killing people in the first place?
Well, he said himself it was to save them, right? So he killed his lover in order to save her and kept going?
The police speculated the first murder was related to the affair, so they called in Namatame for questioning.
Makes sense.
But everything in his testimony and his bearing, no matter what they looked at, they found nothing suspicious. If he truly is twisted enough to believe that murder is a means of saving people, I think that would have shown through.
True.
Maybe he faked it real well.
I mean, also possibility.
Or maybe he started out with a normal motive and got a taste for killing after the first time.
I mean, yeah, I mean, serial
No,
murders. and
if that
things.
were the case, his motive for killing that announcer would be even more inexplicable.
True.
Namatame and his wife were separated at the time. Both Misuzu Hiragi and himself testified that she had discarded him.
Oof.
Hiragi also knew about Yamano beforehand, and Namatame was shocked to hear of Yamano's death. Their relationship was known and was not strained to the point of murder. There's simply no motive in the affair angle. The police invested a great deal of effort into investigating this point. Therefore, we have no convincing motive for Namatame to kill Mayumi Yamano.
Alright, so if we're to believe Namatame didn't kill Mayumi, then who did?
Although her name was written in Namatame's own diary.
His reason for killing her.
It's still possible that he was crazy to begin with and no one realized, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, psychopaths and sociopaths are things. Although rare.
I don't really get any of this.
Oh, this is so confusing!
Hey, we could hear you in there. This is a hospital. Maybe you should quiet down a little.
Oh, there you are, all of you.
What you got for me?
Please come with me immediately.
Huh? What's going on?
What are you waiting for? Hurry, go!
Oh, well, there's Teddy.
Where am I? Is this Teddy's world? This doesn't quite feel like it, though. I remember being at the hospital. That's right, Nana-chan. I couldn't do anything. Why do I even exist? I couldn't keep my promise. I lost my reason to be there. That's it. I remember now. So, it was true.
What was true, Teddy?
Guys! Sensei! What should I do?
Is that world supposed to be empty now because we're no longer in there creating the world
there they
ourselves?
are.
Is that what that's supposed to be? But if that's the case, then, well, I guess maybe it would recreate itself when we go back in there.
Nanako-chan came around.
And Nako's back to life. Okay.
Huh? What did you just say?
Nanako-chan's alive?
Are you serious?
It's very rare to be resuscitated after one's heart and lungs fail, but it does happen.
Yeah, like, very rare.
But until I know why she collapsed in the first place, I can't say for sure how well she'll recover from here on.
Well, that's just great.
Still, Nanako-chan's a fighter, and she's trying desperately to stay alive.
So this isn't a joke?
Really, Yosuke?
You're actually telling the truth?
Nanako-chan.
Alright, we heard all this before, so probably go
This
a
is
little
amazing!
faster through this part.
Miracles do.
I didn't.
Nobody wants to hear them crying all the time anyways.
You all should go home for the night.
Alright, most generic
I'll speak with
doctor ever.
Dojima-san tomorrow about Nanako-chan's treatment. It's rather chilly outside. If it starts snowing, be careful not to catch a cold.
Well, we are in December.
Wait a second, where's Teddy? I noticed he didn't come with us when we went to Namatame's room.
Yeah,
You're right.
Teddy still left.
That's weird.
Even in this one, he still leaves.
I figured
So
he
is it
wouldn't
the
move
best
from
best
Nanako-chan's
ending?
side.
Teddy, where did you go?
Oh yeah, he has a cell with him. Wait, I shouldn't use mine inside the hospital.
I wonder if that's still a thing, because before they're like, oh yeah, don't use your cell phone in the hospital or whatever, you can mess with like some of the equipment and whatnot. But I have to imagine by this point we've gotten past that.
I'll try calling him up once we're outside.
Especially considering how surgically glued phones are to people at this point. Nako is fighting hard to survive, and I was waiting to believe that she will recover.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, because that went so well for me last time?
I forgot to tell you. Don't pull that again, okay?
Well, you know.
You can't just meet with the suspect like that. Anyway, I came to give you an update on Dojima-san. His wounds opened up a little, but he's treated now, and he's fast asleep.
Well, he quite literally did it to himself, so I'm not sure what you want me to say about that, Dutch. Thank you, I'm not worried. Dang, cold-hearted, alright.
He'll be all right, don't worry. Knowing him, by this time tomorrow, he'll be on his feet and yelling at people again.
That sounds like him.
Don't tell him I said that.
Of course.
Anyway, I heard Nanako-chan's on the road to recovery again.
I mean, it's probably a little too early to say that, but considering she just died and came back to life, you know?
You guys were being so dramatic that I got really worried.
Were we really being that dramatic, though, when, you know, she literally died?
But this is good news. She'll be well again in no time.
So you say, anyways.
By the way, you're all alone at the house now, right?
That's right.
Well, enjoy your freedom while you can.
I
Dojima-san
will.
and Nanako-chan will be back soon after all.
Since Adachi is concerned. Alright, so we can actually still get Adachi stuff up. Which, considering the shrine always kept telling me patience is a virtue, hopefully with all those fortune drawings, it should be easy to rank 10 him, assuming that I have enough time in order to be able to do so. Which I think, when we failed, it skipped ahead like 3 months. So if we've got like 3 months to max out the social links, which I'm pretty sure is a requirement for the Margaret fight at this point, then I think this should be possible.
Well, I better head back. You go home too, before it gets too late. See ya.
Alright then, Dodge.
Couldn't save. I couldn't save.
Alright, we're in uncharted territories at this part, so far as our original playthrough was. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Why? Mayumi. And that girl too. I couldn't save them. Huh? What's the matter? Feeling guilty all of a sudden? Sheesh.
Immediately just falls back to sleep.
I can't reach him. Did that stupid bear forget to charge the battery?
I'd believe it.
We took a quick look around the hospital, but there's no sign of him. I wonder where he went.
Oh, here's our snow.
Oh, it's snow.
Yeah, snow in
Hey,
Japan.
you're right. Wow, it's been a while since I last saw real snow. It doesn't look that pretty, though, because of this fog.
Fair enough.
I guess this makes it the first snow of the year.
Oh man.
It's freezing. Let's go home.
It just started
Hey,
snowing. It
Yosuke,
can't be
if
that
you
cold.
find Teddy, don't forget to contact us, all right?
I know. Let's meet up at the special headquarters tomorrow. Man, that Ted. I hope he just went back home by himself. He's probably fine, but I'll hurry home just in case. Well, see you tomorrow.
Don't tell me I'm not gonna get the true ending because I didn't say Teddy could stay at my house now. Back in Namatame'S room, was it really right to stop everyone from doing what they were about to do? Considering our last ending, yes. At least as of so far. For now, you have no way of knowing. You know, except for we already figured out at least one bad ending. Remember that your cell phone has been off this entire time since you were at the hospital. There's something new in your inbox. Miss Ko, I heard what happened to your little cousin. Is there anything I can do to help? Let me know. You know I'm here for you, okay? We're best friends here, right? I heard about Nautico, how she's doing. If there's anything I can do to help you guys, please tell me ASAP. You got the guts, man. You gotta be brave. Tsuyumi, where are you right now? If you want to talk about your cousin, please don't think twice about calling me. I'll be waiting for you. Call me back. They're from your friends in town. Remember that you have friends who are here to encourage each other. The case is mired in an impenetrable fog, but you must continue forwards towards the truth. You should go home before you catch a cold. Great. Glad that's the real thing that we're worried about here. Alright, well, we're definitely going to make sure to save this on a save that isn't this save this time. None of it's really that great at this point. I guess cabbage is at least a little bit of restoration. And, alright. Huh? Don't save over that one. There we go. Nautico will be alright. Then there's what happened in Namatame'S hospital. snow that started to fall and the fog that won't disappear. What lies ahead from here on? You feel very tired. You should hurry and get some rest for a second. Then, I suppose I will. Alright, Mr. Noseman, what you got for me this time?
Welcome.
It's been a minute since we heard that.
It's been quite some time.
Exactly what I was saying. Seems you've been summoned to the Velvet.
Do not be alarmed. You are fast asleep in the real world.
You've said this before?
I have summoned you within your dreams. Now then, your journey has taken you quite a distance thus far.
It has.
Do you believe you'll be able to successfully solve this mystery?
I can solve it? I don't know. Well, I gotta believe in myself at this point.
The precise destination of this vehicle, that too is getting rather hard to judge. If we continue driving blindly, we may end up leading you further away from the mystery that you must reach.
Thanks, Igor.
Well, why don't we take a moment to look back on your journey?
Sure.
It was for that purpose that I summoned you here tonight. Margaret?
Voices you've heard many times before echo in your mind.
Really getting it is totally different. I mean, really finding yourself.
I can't ignore that fact any longer. I need to face the truth head on.
What's right? What you should choose to do in life? The answers to those things lie within you.
You gave me the opportunity to start walking.
I think this is more or less like snippets of the max extra rank social links we got in this playthrough.
I'm going to think about my life and set my own path.
What a nerd. Nobody cares.
We are experiencing the words engraved into your memory during your journey.
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
All right, let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
If we leave any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves.
I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
Come on, we've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right. Together.
Thanks for that, I guess.
And it seems you have comrades with you as well. Those heading in the same direction through this dense fog.
Seems that the cars stopped moving.
We'll be parked for the moment while I confirm our current heading.
Thanks.
As I mentioned previously, this year will signal a great change in your life. Though there isn't much time left, it can be worth your while to take the time to stop and reflect.
Not wrong, Igor.
People
I've got
are like
3
water
months.
flowing in a river. There is only one stream, but all who pass through it are affected differently.
It seems overly simplified, but sure.
Some travel fast. Some change their course, experiencing countless events as they travel down the river of time.
Oh, really? The River of Time now. Okay.
Just so. The state of this room reflects the scenery of your heart.
Does it?
Perhaps this may be a time for contemplation rather than action.
You can hear something in the distance. Well, I didn't hear nothing. Seems like you've been sleeping until now. You hear the doorbell ringing. Someone seems to be at the door. Oh boy, here comes Namatame'S now. Hey, yeah,
Teddy's missing.
Freaking Teddy, dude.
I looked all over the neighborhood, but I couldn't find him anywhere.
I'm worried he'll be back soon. Yeah, that sounds like an issue.
Yeah, me too. He was acting all weird lately. Rise and the others are checking inside the TV to see if he's gone back to the other side.
Makes sense.
We're meeting pretty soon, so will you come with me to Juness?
Perkins said he'd gone. In any case, you decide to go look for him.
It's no use, man. We can't find him.
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings. I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
Well, were you saying that is like quite literally your only thing and you failed? So,
Ted.
you know.
Don't tell me he really went back to his world this time. We told him over and over that he could stay here.
You recall the mysterious dream you had last night? It's maybe a time for contemplation rather than action. That is what he said, but he'll be back for sure. No use getting worked up. Let's think about this.
I guess that's all we can do right now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
Of course.
I'm worried for Teddy myself,
himself
but
from
let's
talking.
trust in him and await his return. Right now, we must concentrate on the case. It won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location. We must hurry, or we will miss our only chance to get his perspective on this.
You know, I've been thinking about the case since, but something just doesn't seem right.
Let's quickly review the facts. Of all the victims, only 2 were killed, Miss Yamano the announcer and Saki-san. From the documents we found in the car, we know Namatame had some sort of dealings with them. After that, there were multiple attempted murders in which we were targeted. It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi in the process.
When I hear you put it like that, sounds like the dude's guilty.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo Kubo was a mere copycat killer.
Right.
Back up to yesterday. Remember when you said Namatame didn't have a motive to kill the announcer? That's what's bothering me.
Right. Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding something.
You lost me.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet.
That's what we've been saying the whole time.
Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
When he talks about saving people, what does that actually mean? I don't think there's any doubt that it includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death? He did call himself a savior and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself. What do you think, Senpai?
Maybe it was him. There's something else.
If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about that world anyways.
True.
There's something I've been wondering about for a while. When we first encountered him, he said, "You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too." So, if he saves people by killing them, did he save us too? Wouldn't he actually have failed to save us?
You raise a good point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense.
Saving us from our shadows by getting us to overcome our shadows in order to gain our personas. But if that's the case, I would suggest that, like, Nanako would have a persona as well. Yeah, we never seen Nanako's shadow or nothing.
And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV. Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
What? You mean he actually believed what he said? What?
The possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai and that announcer, right? Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed them. Or what? You think someone else was involved? What makes you think so?
The possibility of a culprit besides Namatame. Could there be something that proves this possibility? The warning letter? Her alibi? His diary? Say either his diary or the alibi. I guess I'll go with the diary.
But that points straight at Namatame. Come on, man.
Awkward. How about the alibi?
Her alibi? Wasn't it airtight right from the beginning? How could she kidnap people and throw them into TVs if she's out of the country?
As if there aren't TVs outside the country that she could also kidnap and throw people in? Really? The warning letter, I guess?
Warning letter? Oh yeah. Whatever happened to that thing?
I guess the assumption is still that Namatame did it, but the other could have done it.
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
Let's review them.
I recall the first warning letter said don't rescue people. The second one said if you don't stop this time, someone close will be put in and killed.
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kind of odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like don't rescue or kill?
Indeed.
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either. If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like I'll put in and kill?
Hey, could this mean?
I'm gonna say, he wrote it wrong. The letter wasn't for me. He didn't write it. That seemed to be what's suggested.
Yeah. It's almost like someone else wrote this letter.
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right? If someone else wrote it, that could only mean...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one culprit.
So Namatame really was trying to save his victims?
That seems to be what it's suggesting. Yes.
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed. In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first two cases when the victims died. If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV, and yet he did. It all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Someone else? Then... it wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
We can't say for certain yet. We urgently need to speak with Namatame face to face.
You've all worked together to take another step toward the truth. Oh jeez, there's 10 rings on this too? Oh well, that's gonna take a minute. Although if it's gonna take that long, then it should give me plenty of time to get the other social links maxed out.
How though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
I have a plan. But there's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital.
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Huh? Ah, understood. I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself.
Yeah.
We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too.
Yes, right.
This is Unit 252. Huh? I see.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
Understood. Please be careful. I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
Wow!
There's nothing much inside that suspicious object. So he won't be gone long.
All right, then now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
Ah, crap. Don't tell me every option I pick here has to be perfect.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you. It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
Huh? It seems that he understands what you're saying. But she asked, who do you throw in first? Did you kill those two girls? Save and kill. Did you kill those two girls? Presumably not. Save and kill people? No, I would make that. How did you throw in first? More or less know that. Who did you throw in first, I guess?
Huh? Me?
Well, that's actually a lot of information, because that means Namatame did throw in the announcer or Saki-senpai, if we're believing him to be telling the truth. Did you kill those two people? Is saving killing? I mean, based on the first answer, it would suggest that no. Although if it's only gonna... It might let me do all three answers, but if we're gonna assume that we don't get all the answers, then saving killing people, but we already know that, and then... we already know these two answers. What? Whatever. Guess it doesn't matter that much then. Hopefully it doesn't matter too much.
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
Alright, well I get all the answers anyway, so I guess it didn't matter, unless it does matter.
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place. His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true...
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
Indulge us in a few more questions.
Who killed the first two? Why the warning letters did you enter the TV? I mean, that's probably the best one, but he's probably just gonna be like, I don't know.
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
Yeah, I feel that'd be the case. By the warning letters, why didn't you enter the TV? That's probably fair enough, I guess.
I didn't know. I never thought it would be that kind of place.
Okay, well, you get all the questions anyway, so there's a specific hidden, oh, you have to enter this question first, then this question in order to keep doing what we need to do. Then it rips to me, I guess. Otherwise, I think we're fine just asking them down the list.
What are you talking about?
So he doesn't know
As I
the
thought.
letters. He didn't kill the first two. He threw people in there legitimately thinking that he was saving them. And then he entered the TV and he's like, oh, I just thought it was going to be a better place.
You believe me? Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things? Mayumi.
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only you?
I mean, that might be a little much to say. Oh, that's...
We did blame you for everything at first. But now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You're willing to listen? Do my story?
Yeah, well, we're here right now.
All right.
And time for somebody to break in and be like, hey, you can't be in here. Drag them away. Unless that suspicious object was that grave of importance.
Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties.
As you do.
I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi. Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV.
Okay, then.
I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane.
Or, drunk, but, either one.
In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work.
Oof.
The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened in my hometown.
He's casting his eyes downward, painful.
I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remembered the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again. And I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi.
No, actually, Yukiko was chasing after Prince Charming, actually, so...
The first thing that came into my mind was,
Or
maybe this
no,
girl will be the next to die.
Right?
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did. So I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
Yeah.
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business.
Oh, what a lucky break.
I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store. After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her and told her to be careful. But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain. That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on, please! The next day, they found her dead. I knew she was gonna be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes, from the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I imagine it would.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her.
Bruh.
She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you. She'll be kidnapped next, and murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her? What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it? The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered. Once things calmed down, I could just let her out again. If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind.
This is all under the assumption that the killer doesn't know how to use the TV world, though. And if he did, just made
Could
life
it be
easy.
that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty hard sell to be like, hey, I need to throw you into this TV real quick so that way you don't get killed. Source, dude, just trust me.
It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
Oh no, he's going Super Saiyan.
So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me.
Yeah, that'd probably be a pretty hard one to sell.
I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good setup to have for what you had planned out there.
I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it. But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it.
Oh, well, thanks.
When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place. I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was.
Fair.
I never knew you couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
No, that's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did at Juness?
Was that?
Yes. I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself. I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool.
Well, you know, you didn't kill anyway, unless you want to count non-kill.
I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society.
Well, if only it were that easy, Namatame'S.
But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero.
Oh, really?
I never doubted what I saw on TV and believed everything was as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, that's kind of...
I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this.
What's done is done. It's still unforgivable. It is what it is.
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that. I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Kidnapping is already a serious crime. And on top of that, I put all those lives in danger. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what they say. The path to hell is paved with good intentions. Or, you know, something along those lines.
The Midnight Channel and the other world, you can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
Yeah, you know, we definitely do that. No, this is definitely the first time we played it.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people. The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
What are you all crammed in here for?
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
That's our point.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first two victims into the TV.
That is what we looked. And taking another step forward towards the...
Now get out of here! I told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen. Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
Or for what, fam? Or
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
for the second time, round 2.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh details.
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on. And you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow.
Yes, because people can't even remember things that happened like 10 seconds ago or 6 months ago.
We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
I hope we can find out something about Teddy, too.
Freaking Teddy. Hey, tomorrow we'll be going out to talk to people in town. Will this finally help uncover the information that will lead you to the true goal? Hopefully, you decide to go home early today and get some rest. Alright, what a twist of fate. You know, who knew our choices had consequences in a game with multiple endings, huh? Well, it seems as though we're on the right path now after that. I didn't actually look up the response to those answers, so that was me just reasoning through it rather than just being like, yep, Namatame'S gotta go. But anyways, our story in Persona 4 Golden is yet to continue, and we will go ahead and continue it on the next episode. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See?